Hello and welcome. There's a hidden battle happening inside our bodies every single day. It's a fight for the health of your liver. And, believe it or not, it's waged against some of the most common foods we all eat. So let me ask you this, just to get us started. What if the foods you absolutely love? What if they're secretly at war with one of your most essential organs? It's kind of a dramatic thought, but it's one we really need to explore. You see, deep inside you, there's this unsung hero, an organ that is just working tirelessly, filtering, detoxifying, managing your body's energy. And the thing is, most of the time, it does all this incredible work in complete silence. But that silence, it can be really deceptive. Because when we overload our system, our liver is forced to convert all those extra substances into fat. And this isn't just a once-in-a-while thing. For many of us, it's a constant hidden assault from foods we see every day. So, let's pull back the curtain. It's time to identify these threats. We're going to name the 5 main dietary culprits that are directly challenging your liver's health. And I gotta say, some of these might actually surprise you. All right, first on the list, sugary beverages. Here's the deal. Your liver has the unique job of processing fructose, which is super common in these drinks. When it gets hit with a flood of it, its only real option is to turn that sugar directly into fat. And guess where that fat starts to build up? Right there in the liver itself. Next up, fried foods. Now, it's not just that they're high in calories. The real problem is the type of fats used for deep frying, like saturated and trans fats. These can cause inflammation directly in the liver, which puts a huge strain on its ability to do its job and repair itself. Okay, foe number 3, processed meats. Think bacon, sausages, deli meats. They're just loaded with 2 things the liver really dislikes: super high levels of saturated fats and chemical preservatives like nitrates. These compounds are tough for the liver to break down and can lead to fat buildup and even direct damage to its cells. And number 4, refined sweets. Yeah, we're talking candies, pastries, a lot of those packaged snacks. These things deliver this damaging 1-2 punch of refined carbs and unhealthy fats. That combo spikes your blood sugar and basically shoves your liver into emergency fat storage mode. And finally, the 5th and probably most well-known threat, alcohol. When your liver metabolizes alcohol, the process itself creates some highly toxic byproducts. These substances can damage liver cells, promote long-term inflammation, and really weaken your body's defenses against any other harm. So there they are, all together. Sugary drinks, fried foods, processed meats, refined sweets, and alcohol. Look, the danger isn't necessarily having one of these every once in a blue moon. The real issue, the crucial point, is that eating them often creates this cumulative problem, just constantly stressing out the liver. But what is that problem really? How does a burger or a soda actually hurt a complex organ like the liver? Let's get into the science of it and see exactly how this damage takes hold. Okay, so what's really happening here is a chain reaction. When you take in too much of these 5 substances, your liver just goes into overdrive. Its job is to process everything, right? So when it gets overwhelmed, its default response is to convert the excess into fat. That fat then gets stored right inside the liver's own cells. And listen, this is not harmless fat. Over time, as it builds up, it leads to inflammation and cell damage. This is what can trigger really serious conditions like non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and if it gets worse, even cirrhosis, which is severe and often irreversible scarring of the liver. So yeah, the stakes are incredibly high. But this is not a story without hope. Not at all. We've identified the villains of the story. Now it's time to bring in the heroes. This next part is all about fueling your liver's recovery. Which brings us to the most important question of all. Is this damage permanent? Or can the liver, if we give it the right support, can it actually heal itself? The answer, which is pretty amazing, is yes. The liver has this incredible capacity to regenerate. And here are its greatest allies in that fight. We're talking about nutrient-packed foods like leafy greens, which are full of antioxidants that actively protect liver cells. Then you've got lean proteins. Think fish and chicken. They give it the building blocks for repair without all that saturated fat. And finally, healthy fats from things like avocados, nuts, and olive oil can actually help reduce inflammation. So how do they work their magic? Well, it's simple, but it's also profound. These foods help lower that internal inflammation that's caused by the 5 foes. By taking away that stress, you're giving your liver the space and the resources it needs to fire up its own powerful, natural ability to repair itself. And look, this isn't about some fad diet or a quick fix. Not at all. This is about building a long-term habit of wellness, making conscious choices day in and day out. And this slide right here perfectly illustrates just how simple those choices can be. This isn't about depriving yourself, it's about making smart substitutions. Instead of that processed meat, go for some grilled chicken or fish. Swap that soda for water. Instead of something fried, choose foods rich in those healthy fats. These small changes, they can have a massive impact. Ultimately, the biggest takeaway is this. Being proactive and preventative with your eating habits isn't just about your weight. It's about protecting the vitality and the function of the very engine room that keeps you alive and thriving. So, we'll leave you with this final thought. Thinking about everything we've just covered, what's one simple choice, one small swap that you can make starting today to support your liver's health for the long run?
For more healthy tips, your brain and body will thank you. Hit subscribe now.